So the plan today is to tackle one of these engines. As you can see, I have two of them there. One is more or less disassembled, the other one is more or less complete. They were both previously disassembled for some reason, so I haven't found what the reason is, but I haven't really looked at them either. The one on the right, I haven't. I literally just brought it in and left it on the ground, so I haven't really had a chance to look at it at all. The one on the left, I had a little sneak peek what's going on there, and as you can see, there is some there's some issues there as well. The heads were taken off for some reason, so yeah. So what the plan is, I'm gonna find the heads in the basket there, or in the bucket, see which ones are good, which ones are not. Hopefully I can find why these engines were taken apart in the first place. The cranks seem to be turning nicely, so the same with the pistons, they seem to be turning as well. There's a bit of a suction there as well, so that's a good thing. The one on the left, I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet. As you can see, the one on the left was previously painted, which I really don't like, but the paint is coming off. As you can see, all I got to do is put a bit of thinners on it and it's just coming off, so it wasn't painted very well. So yeah, so the paint is coming off it. I want to clean up the engine. Now, I'm realistic about this. I don't need to have a real spotless engine, but once it's pretty clean, or at least the bits that you see what are pretty clean, that would be a good thing. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the head off. I'm going to find the head in the bucket, or in the big container here. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to take the valves out. I'll clean them up, and I'll clean the head and at least the rear cylinder off today, and see how I get on with that. Hopefully now I can at least make one engine from these two. So yeah, okay. Let's see how I get on. All right, so just I know I was cleaning this up but it just seems like this is going to take me a while, so I dug back into the box just to have a look what I have, just to be 100% sure that I have everything I need. So here's one complete cylinder head. That's that one there. Now the reason I might go with this one is because the stud here broke off the exhaust, so I can already see it broke off. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare trying to get that out. I will try, but it's going to be a nightmare, so I might do that. And while I have it off, I can actually clean this. I can get this cleaned up, and then it'll be ready just to slot that onto it. And then the back one, let's see if this is the back one. This is the other one. So again, I can do the same thing. I can actually clean it up now. The rockers are off, both of these, but I have them there in a bag, so I'll go through them. So what I'll do is I'll clean the two of these bad boys up. I'll assemble the heads, and then they'll be ready to go. So that's kind of I think the plan that I'm going to go with. And then all I have to do is I'll literally just have to take that off and put the new one back on. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to go with. So yeah, and as you see, there's another one there, and some of the rocker assemblies on this. Yeah, actually just the timing chain. See the timing chain, the cog for timing chain is off this one, so that's the only thing. But yeah, okay, I'll go with this one. I think go with these two. They're off the other engine. So that's the right. Yeah, that's the rear one, there's the front one, yeah. So that's the set. So I'll just go with this set. I'll take these off. Like I said, I'll clean everything out on this, get it nicely polished up, and then transfer it onto the body. Now, I'm still not 100% that I'll use this one, but because the other one's really disassembled. But yeah, I'll see once I have these fully assembled and ready to go. I'm just gonna. Okay. There's a bit of rust in there, a little bit of surface rust. Hope that cleans out. I'll just separate it out and just have a look. See what it needs. It's just on the dowel, so as you can see that. I don't know if you can see this or not. A little bit of surface rust on the inside, and there. But that's okay. That should clean up perfectly. Now, is it in any way damaged? Again, I can still see the hone marks from the original bike, from the original factory hone marks on the inside, so they're not completely smooth. It does look okay. It doesn't look like there's any damage whatsoever on the inside, so that's good. Lots of carbon here, but apart from that, it's okay. Again, that can be cleaned up. The thread for the spark plug is actually okay as well. There's no damage there, which is good. Yeah, so I think that'll be okay. I don't see any damage here. I don't see anything missing that shouldn't be there. I mean, I know the rockers are missing, but there's no damage to anything. Yeah, so these should clean up nicely. Okay, so I'll clean this one up anyway, and then I'll check that one. Same thing. I'm just watching for any damage. It doesn't look like it was rehoned for a bigger size, bigger. You know, it does all look kind of standard. Yeah, this is a good job, I think, this one. Yeah, let me clean this one up and let's see how we get on. Gently trying to, might get a bit of oil, and I'll just rub it with a bit of oil maybe. It will clean up, it's just that it was exposed to the elements for a while, I'd say. But as you see, like it does, they do clean up. It's nice and smooth, it doesn't seem warped or anything else. Alright, so look, I'll keep going with this. Nothing exciting about cleaning. Now look at this. Some amount of rubbish inside there. Literally caked on. A bit of merit in cleaning all this, or getting it cleaned out, and I'll take an air gun and I'll spray some air in there as well to make sure it's nice and clean. But look at this. Not even sure what it is. Like, it's not off. It's not from this anyway. It's from somewhere else, and it just got caked. I mean, that can do nothing for cooling of the head and the cylinder if it's caked in there. So yeah, I'll get the compressor going in a minute. And I'll blow all this out. No. Anyway, it'll be nice and fresh when it's all done. God knows what this is. It does seem like metal of some sort, but it's not from the head anyway, and it's not from the cylinder, so maybe someone else can educate me on what in the world this is. I've never seen this before, so maybe this is common. Gosh. Okay, that's kind of more or less it. I'll just show you on the inside. I don't know if you can see it, but I've cleaned out all that rust, so it's perfect. There's no damage to it. use one of these Scotch pads and just gently rubbed it until I got it out. But it's perfect. There's no damage. There's no problem. I'll just clean up all up here for the gaskets to make sure it's nice and spotless. Also, you can see it was really yellow here, real dark. It just means the oil was burning. Lack of maintenance. That's it. Lack of maintenance. That's all I can say about these. This is the problem with these bikes. They're so good. No one does anything with them. Right. Just make sure I clean that out. I don't see any damage to this. And I don't know what this is. So it's like dust. It's like rust really, but what it is, I don't know. More. Yeah. Okay. I'll clean this out anyway. Unless it's something from the rad, unless it's the inside of the radiator or something. It's a metal radiator, so that could be it. The radiator could have been rusting on the inside. Anyway, that's the only thing I can think of. Alright, here's the head. That's the all head gasket. You see that's where the coolant goes in through these holes here. And then the chain comes in there. So same as the other. It's in decent nick. There's no issues with it except well, I don't know what's in there. You can send this off for cleaning. I'm going to try and first do it myself, and if I can't do it then I will send it off for cleaning. Look at these valves. I'll pop them out and I'll clean them afterwards. We'll see if I can get this carbon clean and get these valves cleaned up. Again, this kind of a Scotch pad, just gently, and a bit of thinners. That's all I'm using, is just a bit of thinners. And then from time to time I'm spraying the carb cleaner as well. So what I'll do is I'll flush the whole engine to make sure that there's nothing, both oil and coolant later, just to make sure there's nothing left behind. I don't want to run this thing and then find out that there's a chunk of metal. And I'll just show you this. As you see, it is coming up, and the carbon is coming off as well. You see there's loads of chunks of stuff, whatever that is, bits of metal, bits of rubbish. So I'm going to make sure all of that is clean, 100% clean. There's nothing in that. So anyway, I'll continue with this. I just want to show you that this is plastic, so it's not going to damage anything. You can see the buildup of carbon there. Around the exhaust valve. Alright, so I'm going to remove the valve. So this little tool is basically a G-clamp with this kind of a socket at the end of it. There's nothing fancy about that. So, and all you got to do is just compress this a little bit, and the little clip will fall out. Yeah. All it's doing is it's holding the valve and it's compressing the spring. It's very like the rear shock. There's the clip. You can see the clip already. Just watch out. Clip is about to fall out. Yeah. That's it. I'm not sure if you can see it. Hold on. Yeah. So let's take that out. There's one. Okay. A little bit more. Yeah. The other one. Don't lose them. And now I'll just wind it back and it'll release the spring. Like I said, basically just a G-clamp, that's all it is. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. And putting it in is the exact reverse. It's very like the shock, the rear shock. Similar setup. Okay, let me try and release this. Just, the camera's in the way. And then make sure you bag and mark each one of these so you know where they came out of. I'm going to go with my cups again. For the sake of the video, I don't want this to just fall out. Clamp. There you go. Springs. There's the valve, and there's the valve seat. So, and there's the valve. So I can polish out and clean out this valve now, and also here as well. As you can see, this is the exhaust valve. Look at the amount of build-up that's in there. So there's definitely merit in doing this. So obviously I know that this is this one because there's only one of these. So, but if you're doing a different type of head or there's loads of valves, you might want to. I think these are identical valves. I don't think there's any difference between them. But look, they are seated, so you might as well just keep the left and the right separate. As you can see, it's quite a bit of cleaning that needs to be still done there. So if you get these ports polished, that's what you're literally doing, is getting this thing clean. And then this as well. My gosh, definitely need to clean out. So I'll definitely have to take off the other head and do the same thing. So I'll do that with the other ones, and I'll just finish cleaning this head. Okay, let's clean the valve. Here's my Scotch pad that I had earlier. Yeah, so I'll just keep going like this anyway, but and I'll show you what they'll all look like when they're cleaned up, but that's the idea. There's no ridges or anything else like that. That should sit in nicely now. Right, so before I spin this, I just wanted to show you what the intake valve looks like. As you see, it's pretty bad. So look, let me put in the drill, spin it, and see what it looks like. And there's the back of it. Not great. Okay, look, let's spin it and see what it looks like. As you can see, it's already. See if I can zoom that in for you. Oh, this camera. As you see, it's already looking much better. That only took about 10 seconds, so let's keep going. Alright, so here's the kind of a before and after. This is obviously the head off that one, and this is the other head, but they were more or less similar before and after. And I'll just show you. There's my valve now, so if I was to put it in, now that's pretty good. I mean, it's not like new. It's it's far from it, but functionally, it's going to be 100%. There's no issues there. So, yeah, it's nice and clean. So yeah, I just have to rip the other head off, do the same, and then I can start the assembly on the heads at least, and then I'll see what else is the problem on this bike. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty clean finish. There's one, and there's the other one. Now, as you can see, there's dust, there's everything, there's glass, there's anything and everything in there. I'm going to replace these valve stems as well. They're only about €2 or €3 each, so I will replace them as well when I'm doing the assembly. So I have to put them on order. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy so far. There's nothing here that's so far surprised me, or there isn't really any issues. Bar pity, this head here is damaged, but yeah, apart from that, actually not this, but the bottom part of that. But yeah, it's you know, at least I have two engines that I can put back together. So that's it for this video, and yeah, and like I said, I'll do the other head, and then when I'm assembling them, I'll do an assembly video for these heads, because I think that's quite important, and that kind of will cover everything then.